still 10. Oh my god, Sandra, it's getting worse. We've still got 13 minutes on this road.
There's no going back, there's no U-turn.
For as long as I can remember, I wanted to travel to Europe, and Italy and Greece are the two countries that I've always imagined myself going to. I'd actually booked a trip to Europe for my 30th birthday, and unfortunately it never ended up happening. It was this crazy 5-week trip that was going to all over Europe. Actually, looking back now, I realised that that trip didn't make any sense. It was 5 weeks travelling around to all these places that I didn't even really care about. I just seemed like I was ticking boxes, and I just thought that if I went all that way, I needed to go and see all these places, or it would just be an absolute waste. Now when I look back, it just doesn't make any sense. And the fact that now I have this trip, it's so wild to imagine the version of myself back then that would have travelled to Europe and how that would have actually been, as opposed to now going to Europe and travelling to the two countries that I actually cared about and experiencing it in a very specific and intentional way. The difference of me going back 9 years ago, the trip was built on obligation, but this time it's different. This trip is built specifically on desire. I'm doing truly what I want to do and not just doing things for the hell of it. Italy and Greece were the only two places I actually wanted to travel to. But here's to the trip that's actually mine. It took losing the original version to figure out what I actually wanted. And that's been true of more than just this trip lately. But this trip is even more special and different because I'm actually traveling with my sister. Our relationship has gone through a roller coaster over the years. We've certainly had periods of time where we haven't spoken. We had spent so much time away doing our own separate work on ourselves that when we came back together, it seemed like we were a lot more aligned than we ever were before.
How long have we been travelling for now?
Hanımefendiler, beyefendiler ve sevgili çocuklar, kıtaları ve medeniyetlere buluşturan kültürü, tarihi ve işte güzellikleriyle dünyanın en çok
One more flight to go.
şeylerinden biri olan İstanbul'a
We make
hoş
it.
geldiniz.
We will.
Yol
Yo, Istanbul. So we're finally in Rome after some hell of a trip, between about 45 odd hours of travel and being stuck in Turkey in Istanbul airport due to missing a connecting flight and jumping on another flight. We finally got to Rome and we get to our hotel and we find that we think it's a scam hotel because we couldn't get in, we couldn't contact anyone, the number, nothing was working, and there was just like no way we were getting into this apparently hotel, which was literally just a door with a code on it. There was no one, no reception, no nothing. And yeah, so now we ended up finding just a hotel that was close by, just got an emergency room, and now we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do for the next few nights while we're in Rome because we don't have anywhere to go. But we will, yeah, so we're just on the phone to insurance right now trying to figure that out. But Rome's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. And all I could think about was how beautiful the streets and the buildings and everything were, and definitely keen to get out and actually start exploring now that we're finally here. My sister and I are like chalk and cheese, and we've definitely had to work pretty hard to be around each other and enjoy each other's company and be respectful of our differences. It is still a challenge for both of us, I think, but it's worth it to try and make it work. I find it easy to talk to her because she has the ability to slow down, pause,
and actually understand what's going on and relieve that pressure. She understands the differences between people and she doesn't try to force things. She encourages a very natural flow of a relationship, and I find that encouraging and allows me to be myself as well.
Train 86062, Turin Watermora. Will depart from
Oh, Florence. Let's get some real food now in Florence. You look like a real tourist with that hat. We're here? Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Thanks.
Wow.
Bye, ciao. Bye. Okay. Yo, Sam. We're in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We're up there.
Hello.
How cool. So this is actually my first run since Hyrox. So I think it's like 10 or 11 days. And I'll tell you what, the 7-minute pace is a struggle right now. But I just knew I needed to get up this morning and just go for a run and check out the cobwebs and just look at this beautiful view. Here we go. Look at this. What a way to motivate me to get out of bed and go and enjoy this. Whenever I go on holidays, I always do try to exercise as much as I can, but this holiday's been hard because I'm traveling with my sister, but also there doesn't seem to be a lot of gyms around or people exercising. It just makes me realise your environment, it really is everything. Alright, see how far I can get today and then enjoy the rest of the day with my sister. Hey Sam, what's your favourite city so far?
Rome.
Rome? I reckon Florence. Why Rome?
The Colosseum.
Because of the Colosseum?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. What else though? I think gelato. That's the
Yeah, the gelato. That was pretty good.
Florence is definitely mine. But I'd go to Rome just for that gelato. Had to go on business class from Florence to Naples. You.
And business class seats.
As in the ones we're on right now. You're doing some editing. And we're in Naples. I had eggs and ham on a sandwich for lunch.
Avevo delle uova e io sono Sam.
I had eggs and I am Sam.
Hey Sam,
Yeah.
how are we going to eat this?
I was thinking we should just got one each, but someone's hungry.
I was not wanting to get this much pizza, but I don't even need dinner tonight.
This is dinner.
I guess it is. And with a view. Mount Vesuvius. Thank you. There we go. Hey, Sam. Oh my goodness, Sam. How am I going to eat all this?
Having fun, Nets?
Yeah, this is pretty stressful, but so far so good. I remember the first time I thought about joining the Navy. I saw an ad on TV and it was 7 days in the Navy, and it showed everything from swabbing the deck to riding scooter in Southeast Asia. I just looked at that and instantly I thought adventure with purpose. So that's when I started to look into joining the Navy, and I discovered that it was going to be more than that. It was going to be a career, it was going to be serving my country, and it was going to actually give me purpose and direction, which is truly what I needed at that time. I needed something to actually strive towards. I knew that there was a very systematic way of getting trained, and everything was laid out for you, so you didn't really have to think about it. And as long as I saw the salary and I thought, this is great. I mean, I was struggling to support myself. I was living in a little apartment in Adelaide, and I was working a lot. I was working in a call centre and I was struggling to pay bills. And I was just like, I can't keep doing this. I need something more. I need something a little bit more stable. And with the Navy, it was just like, they were going to pay for things. And I thought, well, if I can join the Navy and have this security and travel and have adventure with purpose, it's an absolute no-brainer. We're heading up.
17 того.
I'm at the top of Mount Vesuvius, and I've left my sister behind, but I'm confident that I'll see her in a minute. It was quite a steep hike up, but the sun's just really beating down on us. But the view is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful up here. It's definitely worth the hike. Just breathtaking.
Dat was wel een beetje...
I sweated a lot on the way up. It's just like no cover, no clouds, just sun. Check this out. It's just so cool. It's really, really cool. Yeah, I might go find my sister. Hopefully she survived the ascent, but I'm confident she'll be fine. Just really, really hot. Let's go find her. We made it to the top.
I made it.
I found her. She's alive. I legit thought you might have died on the way up. Sorry.
I thought I was in heaven for a moment there.
I was like, I was getting worried. I was like, I better keep going down and find her. Check this view. Was it worth it?
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting in a little hut was a good thrill.
There's always been a big list of places that I've wanted to go to, and it's always been about the experience and learning, because I think when you're actually put out in an environment that isn't something that you are used to, you're forced to adapt. You're forced to learn, you're forced to experience something and have a different perspective on it. Because if you're staying in your bubble, the same four walls, you don't get that same experience. It's like your little comfort zone that you don't step out of, and you just keep living in those four walls doing the same thing over and over again. But when I was in the Navy, travel was definitely part of the job, but it was always on the terms of the Navy, which was completely what I'd signed up for. I knew sometimes I would think we were pulling into port and you would literally see land. You could just smell the coffee and the fresh food, and you could just see it and feel it, and then all of a sudden something would change and we would be turning around and I would just see again. And that was hard, I think, because for me it was like the security that I originally thought I was getting turned into that. I was quite young, but I still knew what I was signing up for. So at the time I was like, suck it up, you join the Navy didn't join you. So you're on the journey of what the Navy wants you to do. I think you can only do that for so long before you realise that you are abandoning yourself to the point of not knowing who you are and what you want to do and what you want to be anymore. And you're just going with the flow and whatever the Navy tells you. And I think there's definitely a period of time you can do that before you completely lose yourself. And I got to the point where I didn't want to travel anymore in the Navy. I just wanted to just stay put and just do what I wanted to do. I wanted to train and compete in CrossFit. That was what my goal was just before I left the Navy. I didn't want to travel. I didn't want to go to sea. I didn't want to do any of those things anymore. I just wanted to train and eat and sleep and go to work and earn money, and that was it. So I knew it was time. I knew it was time for me to get out, because if I was saying I didn't want to go to sea anymore, which is part of the job, I didn't want to travel, which is also part of the job, I just wanted to do these things that had no benefit towards the Navy. It wasn't supportive towards the Navy, then what am I doing here? I needed to leave because I wasn't serving my purpose anymore in the Navy. I didn't want to be that person that tried to twist something into what it wasn't. Because the Navy is what it is, and if you're not on board with that, you're not fulfilling your duties and your job to the full capacity. That's what the Navy requires of you, and I honestly think that's the dedication you need to be doing a job like that. And I didn't want to be one of those people that was just there for the money, and I wanted to be there for the purpose and the original me that was just happy to go with the flow of things and have that adventure of purpose. So I'm just on this beautiful hike and I just got a really weird message from my sister. It says, "Police come man selling lemons helped me get Blue Park." And now she's not answering her phone. I'm about 3 k's into a mountainous hike on the Amalfi Coast. I'm not really sure what I'm meant to do, but clearly everything is okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see what's happening. It's ringing. Why is she not answering? Hello? Are you there? Oh, shit. So apparently we had parked in a no parking area, and this guy selling lemons warned my sister and said the policeman was going to come, and then she had to move the car down to a car park when there was a free spot. So thank God she's at the car. But this hike is pretty hard, and I don't know if I'm going to do all of it, because it's a lot. But look at this view. Look at this. Whew. Bloody hell. You know, it's days like these and hikes like this that make me realise how much I need this time to myself to just think and just process and breathe away from the noise and everything, so that my mind can just be and I can breathe. It's like this instant relief. I'm not sure what it is. That's something I'm still figuring out. And, you know, I realise spending time around my sister, we are very different. And I think about my life experience compared to hers is vastly different. I think about when I was in the Navy, and it was very structured, and it's like there was always a sense of urgency, and we're always moving with purpose, and we had to be somewhere and do something. And I still have that in me, really, really deep. And she called it survival mode, but maybe I'm in a reality and I don't really realise it. I mean, I talk about people living in autopilot and just like not knowing the things that they're doing, but maybe I'm doing that too in my own way. I think we all are. We're all in our own realities of this world, and we don't see what other people see. So I think it's really interesting when somebody says, hey, like, this is my perception of you and what I'm experiencing from being with you. I think is really interesting, and it does sting a bit. It does. It stings you because you're like, you instantly want to go into defense mode and go, well, no, that's not me. I don't do that. Or, you know, I'm not in survival mode, but I don't know, maybe I am. But I think it's just an interesting thing to learn about myself. And it's like my mentor would always tell me, you kind of have to wade through the crap to find out the things that you actually want to do and the things that you enjoy and what makes you you and what makes you tick. And I think this is just one of those things. Like, I don't like to be around a lot of people. I don't like the hustle and bustle of a city. I need to be alone. I need to create. I like to lead the way. I like to exercise. I like to do endurance stuff. I like to be outdoors. And they're not just things that I like to do, they're almost things that are absolutely necessary for me to be me. Without these things, I don't feel me. I feel stressed. I feel like I can't regulate. I just feel like my whole world isn't my world. My reality is just completely different. It just doesn't feel aligned and right to me. And I think these are really important lessons to learn about yourself, because I think if you're in a situation where you're constantly irritable, triggered, snappy, and stressed, not sleeping, not hungry, and you're genuinely feeling not yourself, I think that's a pretty good indication of the environment you're in and how that affects you. And I think that's the kind of data that you can use to make real changes in your life, to make improvements. And that's the kind of things that I'm learning on the way and I'm sharing. because I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. And I'm getting little pieces of information, and it's like I'm repeating it, and I'm reminding myself, oh, that's that thing that does this to me. And I'm realizing the pattern. And I think when you get to that point, we've done it a few times and it's like a loop, and you're like, oh, that's that thing. Okay, now I got to do something else. Or, yep, this is that environment that isn't good for me. And then you can actually make the changes because you're aware of it for starters, but also you can see the pattern. So you know it isn't just a one-off. The pattern is the proof and the evidence that changes need to occur. This really is stunning. Here, let me give you a bit of a sneak peek of this. Have a look. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. It's like, here we go. I think that's a donkey. Look at that. Just going to keep trekking on and touch base later. I think I've still got a little bit further to go to the last viewpoint, and then I'm going to hook it back to the car. My sister's waiting in the car. She just wanted to spend time at the start and didn't want to do this hike. It's pretty rough, so yeah, let's get it. Whew. So travel for me now looks very intentional, and I talk about this trip being very intentional, Italy being intentional, because it is, and it's everything that I specifically want to do, and it's geared around things that I've always dreamed of going to and experiencing. And the travel in the Navy was making what you could out of it. It was, okay, we're going here, cool, I'm going to experience it the best that I can because I'm here and I have this opportunity. So it's just a different kind of mindset, but I love now that I get to choose. I get to choose exactly where I want to go, what I want to experience and what I want to see, and I get to actually hold the compass in the direction that I want to go to, and that's truly where I need to be in my life right now. And I knew that at the age of 33, when I was originally trying to leave the Navy, I felt that really deep inside of me, and I didn't know how far it was going to go, but I just knew that the compass wasn't pointing in that direction anymore, and I needed to take control of it and point it to where felt more aligned. And I'm starting to feel like it's finally pointing in the right direction for me. Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Yeah, okay, we're on. So, a bit of a recap of Italy. What do you reckon, Sam? I feel like I'm an interviewer. Yes?
Wouldn't recommend Naples, that's for sure.
Naples a little bit. How's your father? Well, what's the full recap?
Well, Rome was probably the best for the historical sites, obviously. Florence was really pretty. I really enjoyed Florence.
I agree.
Absolutely loved Pompeii and Herculaneum, but I'm, big on the history stuff. So, but yeah, definitely regret not staying outside of Naples. There were some beautiful places along the Amalfi Coast. I think I'd stay there if I could redo this trip. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, what was your favourite experience, and how did it make you feel?
Definitely Pompeii. That was mine, because it felt like when you're walking down those streets, it felt like you were being taken back in time. It was just one of those things where you were just in awe of what they were capable of building back then without, modern day tools and things like that. And it was just like stepping back in time. It's really beautiful seeing the villas and all of the paintings and the marble work that's all still there.
That's cool. I kind of, we're like chalk and cheese, hey? Like, I just think, like, that's why I think I asked you that question, because it's so interesting, like, your perspective on shit sometimes. I'm just like, what? Sometimes I'm like, what? Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. And I thought maybe there's a little bit like, what? Like, a bit more often. Yeah, no, it's really cool. I think we like different holidays. That's definitely what I've learned from this. 100%. We need different holidays sometimes. That's why you notice, like, as soon as we're like, oh, okay, now we're going to Greece, and now it's like, okay, well, like, geared up straight away of like, you've got your plan and I've got my plan. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, we've figured it out. That's fine. We don't have to do everything together, but we are still sharing this trip together, which is pretty cool. So good riddance to Naples, and my favourite place was definitely Florence as well, which was the one time I did exercise this whole trip. So, but the food was good, it was clean, it was very pretty, it was just like easy to get around. It was like this amazing cafe that we just kept going back to. But loved Italy, and now looking forward to Greece.
What was that cafe called?
Roosters.
That's right.
Yeah, Roosters. But yeah, so on to Greece. First up will be Mykonos. So that's the end of this episode. And next one will be all about Greece.